Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson.
Here.
Rebecca Lynch, 104 East Madison, has signed up for the public forum, so ma'am, you have the floor.
Hello, I just wanted to, see if we could get someone from the city council to, so everybody knows that Family Dollar no longer has the dollar store portion, and that they've moved things around. Tara, the store manager in there, has been trying to get corporate to bring in produce and more grocery items. She has finally got them to go from no to talking about it. So I just wanted to see if maybe somebody from the community, the city council could maybe speak with corporate or her district manager to hopefully maybe turn that into a yes. Because I know when corporate hears from the people, the customers in the community, that holds a lot more weight than just coming from the managers.
I've met her before, but I can't remember the name of the lady you just said.
Tara and
Tara Davis.
You know Tara? Okay, yeah, I will gladly take some time and talk to her this week. And you know what time she's in the store usually?
I
She's
don't.
usually there early morning
Yeah.
till like 5.
My wife Stacy worked with her when Stacy was working with when they were stacking shelves and whatnot. So I know Stacy's got a good rapport with her.
Yeah,
I will gladly go if we can see if I can help you get that accomplished. I'll write a letter, I'll talk to her, see who we need to send a letter to, and I know that we've got support amongst the 4 of us here for that very thing.
oh yeah, definitely.
So that's not a problem, hun, whatsoever.
Yeah, and I just know that it holds more weight coming from the community, cause I've been in that position
Good.
where coming from me,
Yeah.
it didn't matter, but when the customers start talking about it, and
Nope, I will gladly throw my
Yeah.
300 pounds at it, for sure.
Okay.
Will not be a problem, and then I'll go up there tomorrow and see if I can get a hold of her. Send me a text.
Oh.
That way I remember.
Okay.
You send me a text.
Mhm.
I remember after I'm reminded.
okay. Sounds about like me
Yeah, so-
anymore.
But yeah, that's a very worthwhile thing for us.
Yes.
I did not realize that they was even in the process of talks. We talked about it in
Mhm.
before with Tara when my wife was helping her. I didn't realize it got to the next stage, but I will gladly,
Yes.
I will gladly put something together and send it to corporate after I talk to her and see exactly what she needs.
Okay,
Well, I remember
fabulous.
when they were doing like the addition or the improvements that you had reached out to Dollar General at
Yeah.
that time to talk
Talk
about,
about it.
because there was the grocery shortage.
Yeah.
That
So
he,
that,
But you're talking about Family Dollar.
I'm talking about
well,
Family
I
Dollar.
meant, sorry, Family
Yeah.
Dollar,
yeah, so, we-
Now,
cause they're on that one.
yeah,
Now, I will say on the other hand, Dollar General is rumored, I believe they're supposed to be getting a remodel in August. I just saw a post where the Newton Dollar General is being turned into a Market Dollar General.
as is the Toledo one. So that they're in the process of making those changes too. So with any luck, we could end up with a couple of options instead of 0.
Yes,
But I will gladly do that for you and see if we
Okay.
get it done.
okay, fabulous,
Thanks.
thank you, that's
Thanks,
all
hon.
I wanted.
Okay, thanks, hon. Community affairs, we got anything there? Okay, meeting minutes, in your packet are the, meeting minutes for the meeting of May the 4th. Look them over, and if you've looked them over, do you have any corrections that need to be made? Or any, errors that need to be corrected? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the, recorded city council meetings of Monday, May 4th meeting as written.
So moved.
Ms. Laurie, second, please.
I'll second
Mr. Tanner, vote.
Brown,
it. Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, meeting minutes recorded as such. Officer reports, Mr. Mumford, you got the floor, sir.
I don't have anything.
Gail, ma'am, got the floor.
I don't have anything either.
Attorney Willenberg, I was polite
All my things are,
You've got the floor.
all my things are under everything.
Everything else,
others.
okay.
Yeah, I don't, if you have questions on those, just.
Okay, we'll go wait till we get down and do it then.
Yep.
Director of Public Works, Mr. Staley, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. One thing that I did wanna discuss, I was approached, well, it was the gentleman that, is gonna do the striping for the crosswalks at Main and the highway. And, he talked to us about resurfacing and sealing, our parking lot here at City Hall. He quoted us for a complete resurface and restriping, $9,500. Jeremy looked a couple years, you remember when that was, Jeremy?
September of '24, so it's a little over 9,000.
Okay, a little over 9,000, so, again, it'd basically be the same price that it was 2 years ago with oil and everything the way it is, that's probably a pretty fair deal. I didn't wanna make that decision without talking to you guys first, though, to see if that was something you wanted to spend $10,000 on. If you guys think it's in, yeah, in bad enough shape to warrant that, but.
I don't pay much attention, what kind of shape is it in?
It's time, it's every couple of years, it's time to resurface and stuff like that. The striping's starting to fade pretty good on some spots.
Can I ask you to bring that up tomorrow or at the meeting? Let's go back and see if we've got an area that could possibly be put.
Yeah, for that from the city hall.
Yeah, it'd probably be that'd be under corporate, Gail?
Or it could be split up, I mean, it's for
Yeah,
that would
everybody.
That would be the way, if you don't mind, they'll bring it,
Yep.
let's bring it up tomorrow and sounds like it's probably just gonna be the four of us.
So I'll say this, if you guys don't, if you decide not to, it'll be fine until next year, for sure. I'll say next year it'll be more expensive,
Right.
that's what you're looking at, so,
If we can do it, I think we'd all agree for $9,500 compared to what it could be.
sure.
It's a whole lot easier to take care of it sooner than fix more later.
And that would be going all the way over to the next road.
That would be the entire parking lot,
Okay.
so all,
Back here on the public section, clear around and over to the road,
yes.
that's a
Yeah,
lot.
and I can confirm that with him, but
Okay.
that, he said the entire parking lot, so I took that to mean everything.
Okay, yeah, please mark
Yep.
that for discussion tomorrow.
You said it was 9,500.
Thanks, Tanner. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
guys.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. That's really the point of discussion I wanted to have with you guys. And then, I am seeking council action for approval of ordinance number 625, release of easement. This is for, now that all the easements are signed, we have the agreement with the Hoosengay Pfeiffer, property north of the interstate. However, Tracy noticed that in that agreement, it leans very heavy toward us to actually benefits us too much, to be able to get somebody in there that's gonna want to develop that area. And so.
It has an easement over the entirety of the property, and it's unrecorded as of right now, so this is just formalizing, releasing a blanket easement over the entire, 60 acres?
55. I think,
Something
yeah.
like that. And then they had already signed and recorded a more appropriate utility easement on the sides that we're actually going to be developing the utilities.
So we're okay, you're okay with what you've got here, it just kinda cleans things up.
In the event the property is developed, the developer at that time will want this to be released if they
Okay.
find out about it, so we're just
Ahead of the game.
Ahead of the
clearing
game
it
as far
up
as
now.
Okay,
Doesn't need to be on there right now.
alright.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Hanley for the approval of ordinance number 625, which is the release of easement, for property talked about discussing north of the interstate.
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Marcy, vote please.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Passed, okay, good. Second, next one, Ryan.
Thank you. I'm also seeking council action for the approval of ordinance number 626, acquisition of an easement for utility purposes, the Lee property, that's Paul and Marsh's, north of the interchange. They signed everything a long time ago, we just never formalized it with an ordinance, and so that's what this is.
That's basically going from the west side to the east side, across their line.
Yeah, across
Yeah.
49, that's,
Yeah, over, around through 49,
yeah,
correct.
the
Okay.
water main. portion of the
Gotcha.
project, yep.
The easement's already recorded, executed and recorded, this is just cleaning up as the final paperwork for this project.
Okay. Motion to approve ordinance number 626, acquisition of easement for utility purposes of the Lee property.
So moved.
Ms. Floyd, second please.
Second.
Mr. Hanley, when you're ready.
Sorry, Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin.
Yes.
Pass. Alright.
One more thing real quick, just to give you guys an update on the I-70 project and where that is as far as bidding documents. B&T Drainage won the low bid last summer when they bid out the electric board. BHMG, the engineering firm, they reached out to B&T and asked if their price was still good or if they needed to adjust that. B&T said that they would accept the bid that they had or move forward with that bid. And then we have a pre-bid meeting June 2nd for the water and the sewer portions of that project. So hope shooting for a bid opening middle of June, I think, for that.
Both of those gonna go underneath the interstate, water and sewer?
Water, sewer, no, water's just under 49,
I got you.
sewer, electric and gas.
Water's coming across from the Lee property, sewer's going under the, okay, good, just wanna make sure. Alright, and we're clear to go on both of those with what you just said.
Yes, all the easements, everything's ready to go. Like I said,
Okay.
we're in the process of bidding it out and
Okay, good.
trying to get
Keep us
everything wrapped up this year.
June 2nd?
Is the pre-bid.
Okay.
The bid opening is, I
Okay.
think, June 17th.
Okay, we'll keep us posted where we stand on that. Okay. Anything else, sir?
That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
You bet. Chief, you have the floor, sir.
Just a couple things. One, we did get our reimbursement back for our latest recruit that we sent through the academy. The state did reimburse us for the academy portion of that. And then there's really nothing on ordinances. Most of them are court dates in June. There are a few coming up here later in May.
Okay. With that being said, I was going to interject at this time. I am working with the chief and we're trying to expedite the cameras down at the park. Most of you know there's been some additional vandalism down there. And it's been done with electric bikes primarily, with peel outs and drawings on the skateboard area and on the basketball area. So I wanna work with Tracy and the chief. I would like to see about the possibility, and this is open for discussion, I wanna see about the possibility of banning those electronic and gas-powered bikes in the park. I'd like to do it citywide, since most of the ones that's causing the trouble seem to be on that, but I doubt if we could do that. But I wanna see if it's possible to ban them down at the city park, after a discussion with her.
Two things. You can regulate electric and gas powered bikes. I just did one for another community. Number two, I have another community that was dealing with significant vandalism and they passed an ordinance, regarding community service and parental responsibility.
We've done
I
that.
don't even remember when
I think that was us.
Memory's first thing goes, sweetheart, I'll tell you.
There was community, Village of Dieter did one where they can require community
I think
service.
ours was just a parental.
We just did the
Parental
I
guidance.
don't remember.
Yeah, we will discuss that, I will discuss that with the chief and her and bring it to, yes, ma'am, bring it to
Can
council.
we require registration of this vehicle?
Yes.
And then some communities do that.
Yeah. I'd just rather ban them altogether, not to worry
But
about it,
it's nice to
I
have
don't
all
know
our
that you
info
can-
there.
I don't think we can require registration because they're legal by law.
Yes, you can,
On a bicycle?
on a electric or gas powered bicycle. The statute was revised, in the last couple of years to allow municipality to regulate it on their own streets and public property,
So does that apply to UTV and golf course too?
100%. Those are non-highway vehicles.
That's a different one I was told.
We will work on getting that done, we can do that on top of banning them in the park altogether.
There's stuff, the state's there's proposal for it to become a law, period. I read the other day in the state where the state of Illinois is gonna require them to get license plates on those electric bikes and require them to have insurance, so.
Yep, if we can beat the state to it instead of the way.
I think the state already requires them to have insurance if they operate on the roads.
That's new, it's new to me. Our state's attorney tells us otherwise.
I'll send you what I have.
And go from there.
I
Our
just
state's
did
attorney's
it
told
for,
me before that as long as they are As long as the law allows them to be on the road, we can't make it stricter. Like, the way the reason we allow side-by-sides and golf carts is because the state of Illinois does not allow side-by-sides and golf carts on the roadway.
You can require registration and adopt regulations on your streets
Correct.
for
that.
ATVs, gas power and electric power bicycles.
Bicycles.
I just researched it.
Well, you would check on that. In the meantime, Adam and I have gone down and looked at, and we've got
It's
a
it's
visit
actually
coming from the
because
guy
I'm
that's
looking at
got
it.
the cameras. And we're gonna try to get that implemented in cameras down there ASAP, so we can get some footage of whoever the culprits are doing this and get them brought to justice.
Do you
I'm
have a
definitely
sign
cool with
by
making
you?
them register them. I mean, if we can do that and have some accountability.
Yep.
I hate to punish 100 people that have one and are using them properly because one ding dong went down there and tore some stuff up. You know, like,
But if we have to do that in order to save hundreds of thousands of dollars, we'll
unfortunately, that's what we got to do.
we'll outlaw the whole dang bunch, yes, sir.
Well, I
Okay.
know Mitchell and a friend was down there playing pickleball, and it's a group of kids.
Yes.
And they just started ripping around stuff and making all kinds of marks and just interrupted their pickleball game and was calling them all bad names and.
We just gotta get somebody to talk and speak, call Adam and give some eyewitness accounts of who it is and go from there and get them caught. Once we get them caught, so be it. But in the meantime, they're running havoc down there, ruining
Yeah.
$450,000 worth of stuff that we've done. So, and if anybody sees anybody or knows who's doing it, call the chief. I'm looking at your thing there, cause it's gonna take some community help to find them and,
Well, you guys did a good
Yeah,
job on
thanks.
your bathroom, post, you didn't say anybody's name. That was a public shame is, as long as it doesn't go too far, is a deterrent at times, but whenever, you guys remember your bathroom incident? Yeah.
Well, off the record, I'd just soon have a public knockout and be done with it, but you can't say that.
That's not off the
You're
record.
not really.
Just say
That's fine. I think there's others in town that feel like me with all the stuff
I
that's
know,
going
it's
on.
frustrating.
So I'm saying what others think, and that's just the way it's
I'm
gonna
asking
be.
you to not say what
I
other
understand.
things, you can write on that.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Plus.
I'm getting ready to say something offensive.
Okay, sorry, chief. Anything else? Adam, is that all you had, sir? Okay. Tom, you in the corner?
Yes, I have a couple of things.
Fire away, bud. Fire away.
On Friday, May 8th, the RFPs were opened by Mike Davis of the Central Illinois Land Bank Authority on the vacant lots. For the one side lot property, there was one bidder, and for the 5 developable lots, there were 13 applications. And so he has not yet contacted the folks, but it sounds like we've got a developer, a builder lined up for every one of the 5 lots. And in fact, we should end up with, on 5 properties, because one of them's a dual lot, we should end up with 6 homes by this time next year. So that's fantastic news.
I'm gonna give Tom a little credit here. I just seen today a finished product. that
No, I'm
he-
about to show it.
Oh, that's what that's set up for. Never mind.
Now we know.
Never mind, didn't mean to steal the thunder. Watch and see. And then I'll pat him on the back a little heavier. You ready?
Okay. Yes, sir.
It'll be right now.
Thank you, Miss Patty.
Oh, now I can't see.
Yeah.
You bet. This'll take a minute.
That's okay. Very well done. Who'd you say did it, Tom?
They're called Mammoth Marketing out of Terre Haute.
Okay.
I often I said, there's a place where big surprises come in a small town package. In Casey, Illinois, you'll find some of the world's largest attractions and moments your family won't forget. Spend the day exploring, shopping, and making memories, and discover why more visitors are turning a quick stop into an overnight stay. This summer, stay a little longer in Casey, Illinois.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, so
Very
that's,
good, very good, very good.
that's 30 seconds.
Go ahead, Patty, if you would please, thank you.
That's a 30-second spot, and from that, it's gonna be created a 15-second spot. And so what we're going to do is, this is not going to be primarily or even maybe at all broadcast. It's going to be purely digital distribution of the spots. It's called OTT, and what it does is you target directly the market you want, and it goes to streaming services. And so it's the kind that, your Hulus, your Primes, your Disney Pluses and all that, the kind that you can't skip. And so we're gonna target for a couple of months this summer, June, July, and August, specific targets in Indianapolis and in St. Louis. So, it was a very, very reasonable price that we were able to have that created. I'm working with WTHI on the placement of them. So hopefully we'll capture some of those folks who are looking for a reasonable vacation spot, especially in these times of inflation. And yeah, I'm excited to get this released and see how it goes.
Looks good, appreciate it, bud, good work. Anything else, sir?
That is it.
EMA Director Craig, you're on the floor, sir.
All I have is, the Founder's Day Parade went well.
I would like to ask you if you could, Jerry Clark came in, Jerry's down by the park, and said he heard a warning alarm or something going off. I have no idea if it's affiliated with our siren or exactly what it was, but if you get the opportunity to contact Mr. Clark and just see if you guys can figure out if it's something to do with those sirens down there. Is there one in the general vicinity of the park?
Yes, there's still one at the utility buildings.
Okay, that could have been the one. He was putting out a song he'd never heard of, like a nuclear warning or something, I don't know. He said he'd never heard it before, but I cannot clarify it was it because he didn't have a recording of it, but see if you can get with him and ascertain what it was.
Okay.
If we can't figure it out, why we'll just, I told him if he heard it again to record it, so we know. So,
Yeah, it shouldn't be too
is that the
long.
one we've had trouble with, had to reprogram?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's the new ones at?
They're at the shop. They did send me the receipt today. So we should be
Okay.
setting up times soon.
Pretty quick?
Yes.
Yeah. Good, all right, and keep us posted on that part of the project too, okay?
Okay.
All right, new business, moving on. Is this where you come in, ma'am? Resolution number 5051826A, authorizing execution of a work experience agreement.
Sure.
Go ahead.
You just said what it is.
Okay.
This is our, I don't know if you guys have seen Luca in the office yet, been in. She's helping us out with CEFS, right, Tom?
Yeah, this is a program, it's a federal dollars through the WIOA program that's administered by CEFS out of Effingham and Mattoon. And it's a youth work experience program where they can place someone who is having their first job with you. It could be with us, it could be with a private business. And they're actually an employee of CEFS, and they're paid fully through them. It costs us nothing to have this help. So, and so far, she's doing a great job.
She's helping Jeremy and the girls do a little bit of everything, and she's getting some valuable experience, helping taking some of the load off, and it's not costing the city a dime, and that's a win-win situation. I think it's a 1-year contract.
It's 364 days.
Makes no sense, why not have it?
But she's eligible to work up to 29 hours per week.
And she's done some stuff for me. She's the one, Miss Richards, that I asked her to type up my speech and on her own, she decided I probably needed a bigger font. So she's got some common sense and intelligence lined up with her, so.
I know her a little bit from
Okay.
school, yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's worked out well, and was we looking at the possibility of a summer?
Mhm.
I don't know where we stand on that yet. Do you have anything to say about that one yet?
I think we'll be ready to issue, a want ad later this week
Good, okay. We will discuss that at the next meeting.
for a tourism assistant,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, good enough, all right. Okay, so I need a motion to approve resolution 051-826A, authorizing the execution of the work experience agreement with Luca and what'd you say the name of the company was again?
CEFS.
CFS.
See, okay, with that.
So moved.
Lori and Jeremiah.
Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley.
Yes.
Okay, next on our list, new business, is an approval of ordinance number 628, the annexing of certain territory to the city as Casey. It is city-owned property to be annexed into city limits.
And,
What'd I say?
He's close.
I said annexed, didn't I? You guys hear things I don't say sometimes.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So,
your pronunciation's a little bit wonky, but, anyway, so there's different procedures. Tom is working on this project to clean up properties that need to be annexed, that kind of like donut holes in the community, and these are city-owned properties.
Yeah, so this first came to our attention when the county 911 department sent us a map of our corporate boundaries and asked us to confirm that it was correct. And we started seeing some weirdness and anomalies. In this one, we're talking about city-owned properties like the airport, the East Washington Street water building and tank, the utility building, gas barn, as well as the sewer plant. None of those were shown as being within city limits. And we also, in future weeks, we'll have some additional annexations. We're working with some of these folks on where we've got these, like Tracy said, these donut holes in the center of the city that shows, according to the county, not being within city limits. So that'll be coming down the road, but this is all city-owned stuff.
okay. Motion for approval of ordinance number 628. Ms. Marcy, a second, please.
Second.
Ms. Lori, you're ready.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford.
Yes.
Okay, passed.
I'll need that, once you get that signed, I'll need that, we'll have to send out notices.
Okay. Moving on from that unfinished business, they had a public utility meeting on 5/13. Ms. Lori, as you take it from there, and we'll keep right on as you're going. We'll just do the next A, B, and C portion under your guidance there, so go right ahead.
We did have a public utility meeting, on the 13th of May. Unfortunately, we are going to have to raise rates. This all stems from previous councils not doing anything and just repairs in general, and, the cost of, just the cost of living is where we're at with this. So, this is how it's, as a committee, which is myself and Steve and Marcy met, and, Jeremy, Gail, the mayor, well, Jeremy wasn't here, but the mayor and Gail, we talked about this, discussed it. I mean, we don't like to do this, but unfortunately, this is where we're at. So our sewer rate, we are going to raise 8%. You'll see an 8% increase on sewer. Your water, the base rate will be raised $2 and the 4% increase. Electric, the only thing we're gonna do with electric is eliminate the discount. And gas is going 3% plus $1 base rate increase.
So what that boils down to, guys, is this: we had we've lost basically 170 households that we had billing. And that works out to about 40,000 a month that we've been losing. This is gonna help offset that a little bit. I had Gail run my bill to give an example of what that would do. My bill overall, all things considered, since we've got, you know, we're very fortunate to have our own electric, gas, water, sewer, and on the building. So we're one of the few small communities can do it. It raised my bill a total of $16. So the highest one we had, I think Gail did it for Lori, Steve, and Marcy. And out of the four of us, the highest increase shown was $24. So it's not a huge increment, but if you take that over 170 households, it's gonna make up quite a bit of the difference that we've got. And then hopefully moving forward, we don't have some of the repairs that we've had hit us in the last 10 months either. But we had to do something because we was over 900,000 in the hole. So we had to do something to keep our independence and to keep things floating. We don't intend to make money, but we can't afford to lose money either. So we're trying to maintain an even keel and go from there. Now, it's gonna take us a few years to get back up to even with some monitoring of the repairs and some monitoring of expenses, along with keeping track of, and Lori's got it set up to monitor these every 90 days, once a quarter, to keep on track of where we stand and go from there. We will make adjustments as needed. If it looks like we're tending in the black and pushing forward, we can readjust some of them at the time come. But for now, it's gotta be done, and it needs to be approved tonight and made effective for the June bill, correct, Lori?
Yes.
June paid July. And then come August, 1st of September, after August billings are collected, we're gonna have a review and see where we stand. But that's where it sits currently, and there was 3, we had to do them separately, correct? We had to do one for gas, one for electric, and one for water sewer, correct?
Yeah, so the first one will need a council approval of ordinance number 627, and ordinance of amending chapter 13.12 on the code of ordinances of the city of Casey, Illinois regarding gas rates.
So motion to approve for that particular aspect of that ordinance there for gas rates. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion, Miss Marcy, a second, please.
Second.
Gail, oh, I'm sorry, you're not Gail. You're Lori, that's Gail, thank you. Vote, please.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford.
Yes.
Okay, next, Lori, please.
Council action approval of ordinance number 629 and ordinance amending ordinance number 589 and chapter 13.04 of the code of ordinances of the city of Casey regarding electric rates.
Motion to approve and amend.
Motion.
Motion made, Mr. Hanley, a second, please.
Second.
Miss Lori? When you're ready.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes. And then I need a motion for approval of ordinance number 630 and ordinance amending chapters 13.08 and 13.13, 13.36 of the code of ordinances of the city of Casey, Illinois regarding water and sewer rates.
Okay, motion to approve ordinance number with amendments, please. Mr. Hanley, motion, second, please.
Second.
Miss Lori, when you're ready.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Okay,
That's why it's very important that we get our population up, and I'm very excited about the, working with the
line by.
land bank to get homes here, because hopefully we can get in the black with this, so.
Pre-COVID, we had 3,240, give or take, and now we're at 2,550 roughly, and that's where the households have gone. You know, and it doesn't seem like it, but that's where we're at, and we need to get it stemmed, and hopefully with Tom and the work that Tom and the Economic Development Committees are doing with some things, and moving along with Adam, what he's working with Tracy on some of the housing and moving with the land banks, we can get it turned. Gail and I and the Finance Committee is working on trying to maintain some of the costs, but there's some things that just gotta be done. I mean, the systems are forever old.
I mean, obviously, we know it's gonna aggravate some people, but it has to be done.
It's our job to make
And
sure.
it just raised all of our own bills too, it's not like we did it to.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was worried about the depth of it until Gail did an in-depth on mine. And with all the things we just did, it raised mine $16. I guarantee you, I would gladly pay the $16 to keep all my utilities independent, cell phone, and our own people working on them, so we don't have to go through a bunch of baloney if something happens. And I think, and I hope people have the same, idea. Yes, none of them are pleasant, but it is what it is. We got what we got. We're very fortunate to have the utilities and the people working to be as independent as we are, and I don't think anybody wants to see that change. I know I don't. So, thank you. It's a tough decision that you guys are in, but had to be done, and let's move on. You done? Okay. Since Steve's not here, do you want to, you take a little bit of what we talked about on that finance committee, please?
We discussed, so for the last one, we did, economic developer, budget for the police, we already done that one.
Yeah, we did the administrative cost for the police. We added that in.
We did all the administrative, yes.
Right.
We did the salaries, we did motel tax, tourism with promotion, corporate admin, and then we scheduled 2 new meetings, one tomorrow night.
Yep.
And one on the 26th, both at 5:30.
Yeah, and
We
tomorrow
Probably
will be,
another one still
tomorrow's probably gonna be more of a review, because Bob at the airport, he couldn't make it tomorrow, he's coming in the 26th. So after the 26th, we should be in a position where we can, go back over with Gail and do a final review and then present as a whole to the full council for approval. When we have to have that done, Gail?
Needs to be approved the last meeting in July.
The last one in July. So we'll have a little bit of time to make some adjustments on stuff that pops up after we go through it. Cause there's always something we see that needs to be
feel like
amended, and you need to bring up tomorrow, and see if that's a perfect example of what we need to look at.
Right.
I feel like we've done a good job of cutting things that we necessarily don't need.
It is.
We've made some difficult decisions on things that,
Working with the state of Illinois in appropriations as compared to,
yeah.
we're one of the very few communities that works appropriations and a budget. Most of them just hit an appropriation and go from there. Well, that's all well and good, but if you wanna stay in the black and try to control expenses, you need to work with the appropriation and make sure your budget's under that, and then it's pretty good chance you're staying in the black. You always have unforeseen stuff pop up, but the more disciplined we are and the more, descriptive we are with the budget and appropriations, the better off we're gonna be. So I think the guys have done a very good job. That's, Steve heads that, and Tanner and Jeremiah are on that, so it takes a lot of their time. And these two were greenhorns when I started them, and they've got a flash course in how it works, and it's not easy, and I appreciate the time and effort. So we'll have that final report here in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, after Gail works on it. After we're done, Gail goes through and puts some sense to it all, and we'll see what we got. Okay? All righty. Anything else that you needed to add?
No, that's it.
Okay, Alderman reports, please. Mr. Brown, you're first, bud.
Okay, I've only got one thing. So on Northeast 9th Street,
Okay.
the street connecting Alabama and Main Street, right behind Greg McMillan's place, the garbage truck has been turning out of that alley for some time, and the road is like completely caved in, kind of by between Greg McMillan's place and where Jeremiah Bud's property lines up, so it'd be on the west side of the road, but it's created a big, like, almost ditch in the road, so if we.
How can we fix that? Is that cold packable?
Probably, I'll have to look at it and see without seeing
I
it,
got
but
you.
yeah, Kirk and I had identified that one as something that would get oil and chip this summer, at least
Okay.
9th Street, but I'll look at that specifically and see if we do need to add some patch over the top of it.
Would oil and chip make it stout enough to keep them happening in the future, Ryan?
No,
Oils are heavy.
Yeah, it's just cause they're pulling out of the alley and turning
And
back
turning
to
it out.
Alabama, and it's just falling.
Working it off.
Is there trash on that road?
Yes.
Okay, in the alley?
they go down the alley, so that's where the Beaman's trailer park is.
Okay,
So they're coming down the alley, and then there's two properties right there at the end, but they're coming and turning left.
I didn't know if
Or
they
turn right.
needed to be on the alley to pick up trash that you could prohibit, ask them to not go down the alley.
Let's look and see tomorrow or next day if we have, if there's an alternative. to
Well,
keep
I don't
out.
know if there's anywhere for the people in the trailers to put their trash at that point.
Otherwise,
10th Street or 9th Street.
Yeah, they could do
They
that.
could wheel it down.
Okay.
I'll check with him tomorrow, see because if it's gonna be an ongoing problem, let's try to find a permanent solution instead of just patching that. But yeah, you've got that down, so okay. And then after he and I look at it, we'll go back at you.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, thanks, bud.
Thanks, Dan.
Steve, we'll pass on Steve and hopefully somebody get word to us all how he's doing.
I got it here.
Oh, you got it? Okay, go right ahead. I didn't realize
It's
he
kinda
passed it to
long,
you.
but-
That's fine, go right ahead.
We all had to wait a weekend to get our plan, as Steve's cardiologist didn't make rounds this weekend. So he confirmed this morning that Steve does need an ablation on the bottom part of his heart to remove scar tissue that they believed is causing his VTAC episodes. If you recall last year about this time, he had an AFib issue that caused VFib issues, resulting in him getting shocked in 2 different occasions, total of 3 shocks, and he had an ablation at that time. This time, it is a more difficult procedure as it is on the bottom part of his heart. His cardiologist also wanted to remove the vent, which, as I said in the last update, is a process. So they slowly stop the sedation, then we have to wait for him to become somewhat alert. They did give him some medicine to calm him, as we already knew the tube would agitate him. During this time, you do a lot of talking to him and standing beside him to keep him calm. My brother Randy came to see him and he was giving him a hard time as usual and asked Steve to wiggle his toes, which was a sign for yes. Then he was finally alerted enough to stop the vent and turn on the CPAP machine to see how well he can breathe on his own. The first time he only took a couple of breaths. I didn't think he was alert enough, so they tried again later in the afternoon, and he went for about 30 minutes with a lot of coaching and reminders to breathe. He needs to breathe for 2 hours on his own without us reminding him to breathe before they will take the tube out. But all of this was exhausting for him, so they have slightly sedated him again so he can get some rest without fighting tubes. The nurse is leaving a note for the night nurse to shut off the sedation towards the end of the shift, so Steve will already be alert so they can try again in the morning when she gets here. His vitals all remain good, and the medicine is still keeping the VTAC episodes at bay, so that is good. Just keep praying, please, that we can get him off the vent tomorrow. He may not be able to talk, but he has managed to give us the look. And we all know that he is not very happy with us.
Well, tell her to keep us posted, we'll go from there. In the meantime, put him in your prayers and well wishes.
Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am. Lori, you're up next.
Okay, I do have a couple things. I would like to know what the status of the collector office is.
Yeah, so, I met with Jeff Goen and we walked through, in detail, gathered a few more details of what we would actually need. Right now, it's just needing to get with the collectors and figure out what kind of fixtures they want and what kind of outlets and where they want them and stuff like that to be a bit more in depth than I thought we actually needed to be to bid it out. So that's kind of where it is right now. It's just something that has been on the back burner with the iSeptic project and the hires and stuff like that, but something that needs done.
It's important, so.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I'm seeing Jim Canarum today, and he has asked me to ask the council if the VFW could get a handicap sign posted, like when you pull into the VFW there, put a handicap sign there. I'm not for certain if we even have handicap signs, but he did ask him and, Larry Hickox have asked for a sign, a handicap sign to be installed there.
If we've got one, we'll take it down to him.
Is it on city property?
No, it's on his private property. But I mean,
Are they like,
just the sign, they're talking.
double check, make sure the V wants it there too, right? Are
Well,
they affiliated with the V?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on they're both on the board,
Okay, good.
so, yeah.
Is there a ramp on any of that sidewalk that's already in the building?
I don't know, there's a step
shouldn't
up,
have to,
I
but
think, but anyway, they have asked for a handicap sign,
Are we
so.
liable once we put it up though? and then somebody gets-
If we've got an extra sign, say, hey, here's your sign, let them put it where they want to. I would not suggest us putting it there, but if we have a sign, and we could actually say, okay, we'll help you out with the sign, here you go. If it's on their property, and make sure it's on their property.
It would be, because it would be by that door,
Yeah.
so,
No, okay,
that's all I have.
okay. Jeremiah, sir. Marcy, ma'am.
I have nothing, thank you.
Carlene's not here. My report, we had a meeting, and we're going to try to make this a quarterly thing. The East Central Mayor's Advisory, or something along that line.
Something like
We're
that.
working on it, but I'll let Jeremy tell you what we did, who was involved, and.
Well, it was our municipal support group, I think that's their name, something like that. They're the ones that helped us with the Director of Public Works, position hiring. They sent out a mass email to a bunch of area mayors and clerks and city managers, and they wanna start a roundtable discussion quarterly, 2 times a year, just to get everybody connected and everybody, knowing each other, to help each other if needed. So it was a good discussion. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 communities.
6 are out of our list of 30.
Yeah,
It was the first one.
present, so, no, it was good, and just, they're here to support us and support each other, and if we can help each other with stuff, so be it,
So
so.
we got some ideas about, communities working together on some properties, see if, like, the Traco, that was $180,000, well, now everybody needs it at the same time. If 3 communities go together and buy one, and say, hey, you need it, you need it, you need it. And I told her we was fortunate here to have J-Jet, not necessarily be in that boat, but there was other things they was talking about, trying to share some stuff and some different stuff. But yeah, it was a good meeting, and we plan on doing it every quarter now. We'll do it again come September, and move to different locations. It's the clerk and the mayor, and down the road, Tom will sit in on this one, because we talked about some stuff with economic development, and a lot of the stuff they recommended that different communities try. Tom's already got most of them on the ground and running, so we're ahead of the ball game for no bigger one, but it was a good meeting, and we'll keep moving forward with that. And I've started my outline for our presentation to the Buckies, and I've asked Marcy, when I get a little bit farther down the line, to work with me on that outline to get us some pictures, and then it'll go to Tom, because he's the IT man, and I can't do any of that crap. I got the idea, but I don't know how to put them from my phone to where they properly go. So we're gonna try to work forward on that. I would like to get that in a position we can make a presentation in the next 60 to 90 days and see where we come and go from there. Other than that,
There is a clerk group that's regionalized, they're meeting
I'm
in
gonna be at that meeting, I think.
June.
Yeah,
ours is more east, and it's.
there's a lot of different groups like that.
And there's also a trunk line that's going
I'm part
on
of
right
that.
now.
I'm part of that.
Okay, cause I love that trunk, I'm not part of the trunk line, but I hear about it all the time, and I think it's great to
It is.
hear about things coming
That's
up.
part of the municipal clerks development group.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
okay.
good enough. I have nothing else to say. Any questions you wanna bring up before we adjourn? If not, motion to adjourn at official time, ma'am?
6:49.
6:49. Motion made, second, Ms. Marcy. Tanner made the motion, second, Ms. Marcy. Whenever you're ready, roll your vote.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin,